What the Radio, send me units. Roll over on your stomach, now!
In moments of peril, when the lives of police officers are at stake during their line of duty, the courage and solidarity of ordinary citizens become a guiding light. This video is a testament to unexpected resilience and compassion, showcasing how bystanders, strangers to the officers, step up fearlessly to aid those who serve on the front lines. Amid a life full of uncertainties, there are acts of quiet kindness that restore faith in humanity. At a police station in Florida, a teenager named Jamal Rutledge, who was waiting for interrogation after being arrested, unexpectedly became a symbol of touching kindness. While Officer Franklin Folks was processing Jamal, he suddenly collapsed, clutching his chest in severe pain. Without hesitation, Jamal kicked at the security fence and shouted loudly to attract attention.
Sergeant Todd Bunin was walking near the booking area when he heard Rutledge. He then noticed Officer Folks was semi-conscious, lying on the ground.
Jamal's cries for help were heard by Officer Todd Bunin, who was patrolling nearby. When Bunin realized that his colleague was lying motionless, he immediately removed Folks' protective gear and cut his shirt to perform first aid. Another officer quickly arrived to assist and performed CPR on Folks. Medical personnel later confirmed that, thanks to Jamal's prompt action and the professional coordination of the officers, Folks' life was saved. The actions of Jamal and the officers present at the station that day are a vivid testament that kindness can come from anyone and anywhere. On February 10, 2022, the 911 switchboard in Maple Falls, Washington.
Sheriff's office, why don't you come out and talk to me with your hands empty?
Sheriff, I'll blow your head off.
Drop the gun!
Just my
Began receiving numerous calls about a resident causing disturbances in a nearby neighborhood. Initially, it was just a typical complaint about public disorder, but it quickly escalated into a terrifying violent scene that forced neighbors to arm themselves for self-defense. Some footage of this situation, never before released, reveals the gravity of the incident.
Okay? We're both shot. We are the ones that are shot. Don't go any farther down.
It all began with a series of complaints from Maple Falls residents about a reclusive neighbor, later identified as Joel Burke Young, who was 60 years old.
So, who's out shooting a shotgun in the air?
He had fired gunshots into the air and issued alarming threats toward those around him, creating an atmosphere of tension and fear throughout the area.
Have we talked to him yet?
No one's talked to him yet.
Okay, so that's
Probably a 2-officer contact who can talk to him. 7-2 walk and get to see her. I don't know what this guy's name is. Hey Ron, you want to go back in the house? He was back out of the door yelling, so I just don't want you in the backyard. So, do you know his name?
No.
No, he doesn't know his name.
No.
Yeah, just wait. Garage-ish or something. I just don't want you getting shot by that idiot. Yeah. So he's gonna come to the door and yell and be foolish.
Deputy Ryan Rathbun and Deputy Jason Thompson of the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office, Washington, were the first to arrive at the scene, unaware of the level of danger they were about to face.
But he's just out here being an asshole.
That's correct.
He's pissed about the fire.
That's correct.
And you're like, what, dude? So you're gonna go.
That's correct. Yeah.
You're more than prepared to put it out. You didn't make any threats to shoot anybody.
No.
He didn't make any threats to kill you?
No.
Okay, these guys are pissed off because he's.
Well, he may have. He may have.
Okay.
But I wasn't overly concerned about it.
Okay. Let me go talk to these guys and I'll brief him real fast.
Yeah.
With a sense of duty, they approached the area where Joel Burke Young was causing the disturbance, unaware of how the situation would unfold.
Hey, sir!
Hey, you want to shoot?
No, it's the sheriff's office. Why don't you come out with your hands empty and talk to us?
Kiss my
Okay, well, that's different.
Do you want to just keep an eye on that and I'll talk to these guys?
Yeah, sure.
While Deputy Thompson maintained contact with Young's house, Deputy Rathbun began speaking with nearby residents, hoping to gather more information about the suspect's mentality and behavior. He listened to their stories, learned about Young's strange actions and attitudes, and tried to assess the situation as accurately as possible. The residents' accounts revealed anxiety and fear, helping Rathbun to better understand the person he and his colleague were about to confront.
Maybe it was Deputy Thompson, I don't know.
Well, the slug from the shotgun is in our
Not the
backyard.
slug, the plug.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's when I saw the plug land in our backyard.
Why don't you come out and talk to me with your hands empty?
If you're a sheriff, I'll blow your head off. Get the out of here. Tell these people to put the goddamn smoke down. Take a ride on the wild side. Hit it. What do you want now?
Sheriff's office, drop the gun.
Shots fired, shots fired.
You okay? I'm hit!
7-4, welcome.
When both deputies were shot, the neighbors did not hesitate to grab their weapons to protect themselves from the madman terrorizing their street. One of them fired a round through the window of a suspect's house, while others quickly moved the two wounded deputies to shelter in a nearby garage. There, they tried to provide first aid to their colleagues, demonstrating solidarity and courage in a dangerous situation. Amid the tense atmosphere, everyone worked together to do whatever they could, not only to save the deputies, but also to protect themselves and their families from the lurking threat.
I'm alright, brother. Not alright, but just yeah.
Jay, we got hit in the face. Jay and I are out of here.
Tell Hate, go to my van. In the back of the van is a med kit. Big red bag, black backpack. Please grab it. I don't have a whole lot.
Yeah! Yeah! I need aid, but we need replacements.
Yes! In the head!
We're both hit.
In the head! Full officer!
First in the head.
Copy that.
I'm losing vision in my left eye.
Okay.
Just please sit down. I got you covered, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bleed here.
I got sterile band.
How many you want?
Jay, stay armed up.
That light blew out. Okay.
You need to back over here.
He shot me out the front door.
Hey!
Mine's right here.
On the desk.
Can you drive, Bone?
Yeah, I can drive.
All right, I'll take a look at the map. How far up are we from here?
Be safe. We think the guy's still in the house just in case he's
for attempted murder.
Gotcha. Times 2. Right? Where'd James go?
Colin?
Get that, James. Hey, Triplet. We're gonna take 2 and go around King Valley that way.
Door's opening. Door's open.
Door open. Show me your hands. Hands up.
On a stretch of Houston Highway, an incident occurred early on a Saturday morning that became a memorable story of courage and unexpected actions by passersby.
Buckled again.
Look at me.
Loudly comforting Officer Gibson, who was shot in the leg during the exchange of fire with a suspected carjacker.
When Officer John Gibson was shot during a gunfight with a suspected carjacker, he found himself in extreme danger, with blood pouring from his leg wound and the sound of gunfire echoing all around.
His truck and out of the line of fire.
And I saw him get shot, and I knew he got shot because he like buckled to the ground, and then he tried to stand back up, and then he buckled again.
Look at me.
But amidst the thick of gunfire, an unexpected passerby sprang into action. This person, whose name was not revealed in the news, pulled Gibson off the road and took him to shelter behind his truck, out of the suspect's line of fire. The man calmly recalled the moment.
Hey, I'm still here with you, buddy. You hear me? Yeah. What's your name? John. My name's John, too.
I said, I want to let you know that you're going to be okay.
In the chaotic situation, the passerby not only saved Gibson with his brave action, but also kept him conscious, comforting and reassuring him as Gibson tried to dress his wound.
The officer already put a tourniquet on your leg. I knew he was going through pain, And I know when you're going through that type of pain, like just somebody talking to you and being there with you and like holding your hand is probably going to take your mind off a lot of that.
Police say the suspect, who was wanted for multiple carjackings and aggravated robbery, fled when officers began trailing him early Saturday morning.
Gibson, showing remarkable courage, used a tourniquet to tightly bandage his leg to stop the bleeding while waiting for help. Despite the pain, he managed to stay calm, thanks to the reassurance and support from the stranger who kept him company.
Officer Gibson tonight in stable condition, expected to make a full recovery.
And I encourage anybody that can help anybody to continue to help people, especially if y'all take pride in this city.
The incident began when police spotted the suspect, who had been wanted for multiple carjackings and armed robberies earlier that morning. After a high-speed chase, the suspect crashed his car and was stopped by the police. A shootout ensued, during which Gibson was shot. The suspect was eventually subdued after a 10-minute exchange of gunfire and later pronounced dead at the hospital. Currently, Officer John Gibson is gradually recovering and is expected to make a full recovery. This story is not just a moment of rescue, but a testament to the kindness and bravery of unexpected heroes. The man who once had a troubled past with the law now saved a police officer's life. As he said,
I hope that I wouldn't have to do it again, but if I had to, I will.
A tense situation unfolded on a Friday evening near a busy freeway in Santa Ana when a California Highway Patrol CHP officer found himself in danger, not knowing that help would come from strangers.
It was a peaceful encounter that turned violent in a moment's notice.
These incidents happen all the time.
According to the California Highway Patrol, the officer you see here is telling a pedestrian not to walk on the freeway. Suddenly, the man slaps the officer's hand and a struggle ensues.
While the officer was on duty, a passerby suddenly attacked him, and if not for the quick intervention of 3 men, the situation could have ended much worse.
Navarro says he shouted for help, and 2 other drivers quickly ran to the officer's aid.
I just want to thank those 3 good Samaritans for helping out our officer. It could have ended very badly.
Police reported that the incident began when 2 CHP officers responded to reports of a man shouting at passing cars and trying to remove a sign near the Interstate 5 on-ramp at Main Street. The officers arrived and asked the man to leave. Initially, he appeared to comply. However, as the officer was returning to his motorcycle to leave, the man suddenly turned back with fists raised in a fighting stance and charged at the officer, aggressively pinning him against the motorcycle.
Since I see the officer down, I was concerned about the guy grabbing the officer gun and shoot the officer.
That's Navarro in the camouflage sweatshirt.
I punched the guy from the back, but I feel like it didn't do anything. Like he was super strong, he didn't even. I was concerned about the guy.
Later thanked the 3 men for their bravery, emphasizing that without their intervention, the situation could have ended very differently. The officer was taken to a hospital for evaluation and was released without serious injuries. The suspect was arrested and charged with multiple counts, including assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest. This story left a strong impression of courage and solidarity among strangers, showing that in dangerous moments, the kindness of people can rise above all difficulties and prejudices. What started as a routine traffic stop quickly became a crisis situation for a female officer in the suburbs of Cleveland.
Put your hands on the vehicle now!
When the officer asked a driver to pull over for speeding, everything seemed normal. However, the situation escalated quickly when the driver, David Kubak, got out of his car without permission. The officer immediately called for backup, warning that the situation could become dangerous as the driver refused to cooperate and became increasingly aggressive. She asked Kubak to sit on the ground, but instead of complying, he responded angrily.
Why are you getting out of the car, sir?
I gotta get my driver's license.
12 radio, this male just stepped out of the vehicle.
Things go downhill fast when she tells the driver to sit on the ground.
Have a seat.
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Back off! Back up!
I'm not sitting!
The situation got worse when the officer instructed him to put his hands on the car, but he refused to comply.
Put your hands on the vehicle now!
At that moment, a passerby quickly intervened, running over to help the officer when it was clear that the situation was becoming dangerous.
Radio, send me units. Roll over on your stomach now!
The man tried to help the officer restrain the driver, and soon more people joined in. The situation escalated as Quebec continued to resist, but thanks to the collaboration between the bystanders and a second female officer who arrived to assist, they were able to successfully subdue and handcuff him. After Quebec was arrested, one of the women in the group of helpers loudly scolded him for his behavior.
You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me?
When asked why she decided to jump in and help, Stacia Matusi, one of the Good Samaritans, shared that it was a natural response when she saw someone in need.
Didn't even think about it. It was just somebody that was in need of help. So many people just pull out their camera and want to film it and put it on TikTok. And all the action of helping has stopped. I just feel, it's just a part of being human.
Stacia and the other bystanders' brave actions were commended by the police. They courageously intervened in a potentially dangerous situation without knowing what they were stepping into. A police representative stressed that they could have been risking their lives to help the officer.
Roll over on your stomach now!
Then more Good Samaritans, including another woman, join in. A second police officer also arrives on the scene.
Knock it off now!
Working together, they put the driver in handcuffs.
You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me?
Then he's led away.
On a chaotic evening on a busy freeway in San Diego, a California Highway Patrol officer narrowly escaped a life-threatening situation thanks to the timely intervention of passing drivers. The incident began as the officer was conducting a routine inspection on Interstate 8, but it quickly turned into a struggle.
He's surrounded by numerous drivers who pulled over to not only help him, but take down the man who allegedly attacked him. What started as an accident inspection quickly escalated.
The officer, a 7-year veteran of the force, was inspecting the median area when he was suddenly attacked by a man
who had crashed and was pulled over at the median.
At that time, a struggle ensued, at which time Mr. Dew attempted to take the officer's firearm from him.
The struggle escalated as the assailant attempted to grab the officer's firearm. During the scuffle, the gun discharged, striking the officer in the right leg. As he fell to the ground, blood poured from his wound, and the situation grew more intense. But help arrived unexpectedly from passing drivers who changed the course of the incident.
He's in custody, not eligible for bail. Efforts to reach Dew were unsuccessful. Thanks to the quick thinking and immediate action taken by everyday people, Officer Pacheco was taken to a local hospital, and police say he's expected to make a full recovery.
They're out there every day, risking their life, and in seconds it can end.
One of the first witnesses, Layla, recounted the moment she and her husband drove past the scene.
Other drivers started noticing.
While I was driving, my husband, he said, stop, stop, stop.
Layla complied, and her husband opened the door, jumping out of the car to aid the injured officer.
And he just opened the door, and he jumped out of the car.
I didn't, think 2 times to go and help him.
They were not alone. Many others also quickly stopped, called 911 for help, while some directly assisted. One driver even pulled their truck to create a barricade between the injured officer and the oncoming traffic, preventing further accidents. The attacker, identified as a 25-year-old man, was apprehended at the scene. He was charged with attempted murder, assaulting a peace officer, causing great bodily injury, and attempting to take a firearm from a peace officer. He is currently in custody without bail. Police emphasize that without the quick intervention of everyday citizens, the outcome could have been very different.
Between traffic and the injured officer. Then a bit of street justice. Some of those Good Samaritans cornered the suspect. You see Floriberto holding down the suspect, another man helping restrain him using a knife.
These moments are not just evidence of the power of community spirit, they remind us that kindness can emerge in the most unexpected places. May the stories of these heroic acts spread gratitude and inspire us all to uphold unity and be ready to help one another no matter the circumstances.